Douglas Henry looking for win number 8 and win number 3 of the season from the pole. Pete Tart, who has clinched the championship. Jacob Alicia, Joe Houston, Stephen James, and the return of Jared Wishone. The green flag is up, the green flag is out, and we're racing at Dover. And as we complete the first lap off of turn 4, Douglas Henry was finally able to clear Pete Tart. Pete Tart into the second spot, and Joe Houston will take the third position away from Jacob Alicia. Joe Houston inside of Pop-Tart Pete. Pete Tart, good run off of turn 2. Yellow flag is out. I got Spencer Burton down towards the inside wall. Aiden Gould's coming by. I think Raymond Wimmer's involved left front. Raymond Wimmer's car and the rear end damage. Let's take a look at the replay. Raymond Wimmer in front of Spencer Burton. Mike Hasty underneath Wimmer. What goes wrong? Hasty's coming up. Not quite clear. Burton gets to the back of Hasty. That finishes off Raymond. Raymond Wimmer, rear cam. Yeah, and just Mike Hasty gets into him there, tries to minimize the damage, but oh, that sucks for Raymond Wimmer, man. And it looks like Spencer Burton's car is smoking after that contact. Really good launch out of Douglas Henry. Joe Houston is going to draw even with Pete Tart. I got to imagine both of those guys being teammates. Doug communicated to Joe, this is when I'm going. And that'll move Joe into the second spot. Pete Tart falls back to third. Here comes Stephen James. He's trying to make something happen as they head down the front straightaway. Look at the inside of Pete Tart, showing him the nose. Stephen will now move to the inside. Now Stephen will draw even. On board with Alicia. Oh, hold on. Battle is on for the lead. Joe Houston is looking for it over Douglas Henry. Remember, these two had a legendary side-by-side battle at Bristol last season. Absolutely theatrical. Excuse me, I believe that was 2 seasons ago. And Joe Houston, now that they're teammates, battling for the lead at Dover early. And Joe Houston will take the lead with the Baby Cart 225 Crown Jewel winner from Season 4. Trying to get career win number 2 here in Season 5. Excellent move out of Houston. And keeping those left sides down to the bottom of the racetrack on entry, he pushes up. On exit, Doug staying about half a lane up consistently. Doug blocks Pete Tart all the way down to the inside. Couldn't make it all the way down there, so Pete will look to the inside. Stephen James to the outside, falls back. Contact! Those guys, man, the reputation they're building on the racetrack right now. As Douglas Henry re-clears Pete Tart, I'm sure Jacob Alicia, Stephen James, Greg Jody were all holding their breath, watching them ride on each other down the front straightaway, even when Doug made the block all the way down to the bottom. Hair-raising right now as Joe Houston goes, no, guys, don't wreck. I like my 1 second lead right now. It doesn't look like Joe's been able to pick up the pace, so I'm going to assume maybe those tires have fallen off or he's trying to go conservative. Doug will make a move down to the inside, trying to retake the lead on Joe Houston. Needs to make it quick and clear so Pete Tart doesn't get up on him. Joe lingers to the outside, side by side at the start-finish line right now. Doug out clear. Now he'll finally get it. Pete Tart now sits third. Will he try to hound him back? Joe got a really good exit there. On board, Pete Tart. All the way to the left rear, Houston. So Douglas Henry retakes the lead, tries to pull back away. Houston now back to second. Pete Tart jumps all the way to the outside. He's going to try to make a run off the center. It's going to be a diamond. Can he close in on Joe Houston? Really close. Looks to the inside. Great run in 3 and 4. Trying to complete the pass in 1 and 2. Joe gives him plenty of room. Joe will battle back to the outside. Thought Pete Tart was going to clear. Pete Tart keep it low. Yes, he will, and he'll clear Joe Houston. So Pete Tart back to second. Joe Houston tries to battle back this time on the inside. I don't know what he has for tire. Remember, he had about an 0.8 of a second lead and lost it all. So those tires got to feel worn out. He wants to have the tire advantage over Douglas Henry. And now Doug will hit pit road. Here's Pete Tart. Pete Tart will stay out one more time. Joe Houston hits pit road with Jared was shown and Stephen James. Jared was shown able to get around to Stephen James there. And so here's Pete Tart also staying out as Matthew Leggett. Ronnie Lane, remember, they pit on lap 7 for fuel. So they'll be able to go longer. So Pete Tart now it's his turn. He's trying to get 1 lap fresher tires than Douglas Henry. And he'll roll into pit road. They're going to be close to it. You got to expect them down pit road sometime here soon. Meanwhile, Pete Tart has closed in on Douglas Henry. Oh, Ronnie Lane might have just gotten helped by Aiden Gould right in front of your leaders. The yellow flag will fall. Oh, Joe Houston, he's spinning. Oh, and he's going to get nose contact on the inside of the wall. Oh, no. Now, it doesn't look like there's much damage, maybe some left front. But Aiden Gould got into Ronnie Lane while Ronnie was trying to pit. Ronnie overcorrected back up. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh, like Aiden moves up to the top of the track and Ronnie's lifting early. And now you're going to see as Aiden stays low, they're going to make contact again. And here comes Douglas Henry and Pete Tart. And then something happens here with Joe Houston as he tries to avoid. He gets back on the banking and loses the car. What happened to Jacob Alicia? Why is Jacob Alicia smoking? Ethan Walker off the corner kills Jacob Alicia. We did not know that happens. Ronnie Lane has the outside of Matthew Leggett. These guys need to just pay attention here on this green flag. We're back racing at Dover. So Leggett will get the jump and begin to pull away. Here comes Joe Houston, who is currently 1 lap down. He wants to get back on the lead lap. Again, Joe Houston currently being scored 1 lap down. Matthew Leggett leads. Pete Tart now passing Ronnie Lane. Since Douglas Henry got the free pass, he still gets EOL'd. He's 9th right now. Man, that yellow has really messed some things up. Remember, the fuel tank said upwards of 58 laps. That's going to get the distance pretty far for these guys. And no, Matthew Leggett cannot make it to the end on fuel. But I don't know if going as long as possible is the right strategy. Because the time that you can make up on fresh tires around Dover on a guy who's on old tires, It's not like a mile and a half. We can kind of baby it. They'll be there. Now as this battle begins, Mike Hasty looks up the inside to get a lap back. Here comes Pete Tart to the inside of Leggett. Might not even be much of a battle. Pete Tart will get the lead back from the 81. Leggett gives him a nose. Pete Tart's able to just pull away. Ronnie Lane has decided to hit pit road. Remember, same strategy as Matthew Leggett. Pit lap 71, but he's going to bring it down pit road now. Leggett still out there. Pete Tart's now down on pit road. Douglas Henry will stay out a lap. He's going to get a one-lap advantage over the Tart. One lap down, and here comes Matthew Leggett. Pulls off early. Keep it down there. He'll hit pit road. It's 20 laps to go currently. Now 19. Jared was shown 1.5 second lead over Pete Tart. Joe Houston yet to pits. They'll pass him for the lead competitively on track. So Joe's really hoping for a yellow to come out late. White flag for Jared Wishone. Came into this series as a part-timer. His Tuesday night league runs the full-time truck series schedule. So you can only race here when they're not racing. First start wins at Bristol off the strategy. And here we go. Start number 4 for Jared Wishone will be win number 2.
Win, Jared.
Good one, Jared.
I did not expect to win that one, but we'll take it.
Hey, you did good strategy, man.
Good race, good win.
Did not expect to win that one, but I'll take it. Pete Tart brings it home second. Ronnie Lane, great day in third. Stephen James fourth. Douglas Henry, your pole sitter, fifth, and he is not happy. Jared Wishone will burn it down on the front straightaway. Douglas Henry showing his displeasure as he does a burnout of his own, believing maybe have been robbed of this win. But last week, some could argue he robbed Pete Tart of a win. So what goes around may come around. Let's go ahead and talk to the 17 of Jared Wishone. They'll bring it to a stop. Jared Wishone, career start number 4, career win number 2. Similar circumstances. Odd yellows come out. You find your way with the advantage towards the front, and we get her done.
Yeah, there in the middle of that last run, I started to lose the right front, and then out of nowhere, it started to come back to me, and I was kind of able to figure out turn 4, and I think that's what was able to hang on because Pete was coming pretty quick there, and then I think he got it down to a second, and it kind of stalled, and that's kind of whenever I figured out turn 4 and kind of had some momentum come back my way. But I definitely thought it was over when the right front was going away.
Well, you're able to hang on, and Pete Tart 2-lap tire advantage over you. Can't reel you in. You were pulling away, and it's a great win here at Dover. The Delaware Blue Hen 150 belongs to you, Jared. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I guess I told Jeremy before the race, like he joined for Bristol, and we ended up winning that one, and he joined for Dover, and we won. So I might have to see if I can't get him to be in Discord for all my other starts and see if we get the same result.
You got to strap him in the passenger seat like Jim Flock and the monkey, I guess. I think that's what you got to do.
Yeah, there's going to have to be a requirement for it now.